everyone. Thanks so much for joining. My name's Rebecca. I'm an intuitive life coach, psychic, and energy worker. And today is the premiere episode of introducing you to my first business that is part of the network of trusted businesses and individuals. And today I'm going to introduce you to LaNina Dobson, and she started a business called Roll Over. And it's a licensed, insured pet. I want to make sure I don't mess this up. Licensed, bonded, and insured pet transport, pet boarding, pet daycare, and dog walking pet care company, which I am an animal lover. I have my baby, Zeke, and I know how difficult it is when you have an active life. So Simon and I travel all the time. We're blessed enough to have family that's willing to take him. But if we didn't, I would definitely need someone like you. And there's no doubt in my mind, I'll need your business in the future anyway. So LaNina, tell us about your business. Give us a little bit background, because I want to share with everybody just the inspiration as well, because we've known each other for a couple of years now.
Yes. Yes.
And when we first met, you had absolutely nothing to do with pets except for being a pet owner yourself.
Right.
And you worked, you have a professional job. And
Yes.
so please share your story of how you ended up creating your own business, because I want the inspiration to help inspire other people that this is possible. So I'm gonna give it over to you.
Okay. Well, yes, my name is LaNina. Rebecca and I, we've known each other for a really long time. It's been, uh, I want to say at least 5 years, but I don't know, maybe. Anyway, so yes, Rollover is a pet transport, pet boarding. We do dog walking, and we also do pet daycare, which is like, I want to say that's my favorite service to provide because I love all of them, but the daycare part is where we really can interact with a variety of animals. And when we say pet, we mean felines and canines primarily. I haven't had any requests for ferret care or anything like that yet.
Or lizards.
I know, right? So I'm sure that might come later, and then I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yes, primarily it's just canines and felines, and yeah, we wanted to. Well, for me personally, because I have had so many health issues, particularly. I did suffer from heart failure in March of last year. Yes, and so I was actually in the hospital for a little bit over a week. And see, my fur baby, she wants to be on camera. And what bothered me and what I really feel like impaired my ability to heal was the fact that I was so stressed out about how my dogs were doing. And I did have family there for me, but they weren't really willing to take care of my dogs. So it was very stressful, trying to worrying about them as well as worrying about my health and so on and so forth. So while I was in the hospital is really when I had the idea to focus primarily on the pet transport aspect of it. I had already started, I knew that I wanted to start my own business. I knew I wanted it to be pet oriented. I just didn't know like the details. But while I was in the hospital, it just kind of clicked for me. And I wanted to be able to provide a service that I would have benefited from, because I know I'm not the only one who ends up in those type of situations, whether it be an emergency or something planned. People need someone that they can turn to, that they can rely on to not only take care of their pets, but love them like they would their own. And so that's something that I don't know what it is. I just love animals. I always have. I've never had pets when I was little, but my love for them, is astounding. I think I've told you, my fur baby Magic, I found him on the side of the road, and he's been with me now for like 8 years. And I've got stray cats that I feed. I'm like the animal lady in my neighborhood. People like, if there's an animal missing, they come to me and have you seen our cat? Like, it's probably upstairs because
Right. Oh, that's so wonderful. And I'm sorry to hear about your medical situation. It's interesting to me though, because, I started my business because I ended up dislocating my heel, and I was forced to be in bed for almost 2 months with my leg up and not move. So
Mhm.
you have a lot of time to lay around and
Mhm.
really like reevaluate your life. And especially when
Mhm.
you're injured or are dealing with a medical situation, it does have a way of just completely shifting your perspective on
It
things.
really does. Yes.
So I can completely relate to that. I'm sure everybody wants to know, or at least I know I want to know. I love the pet daycare part of your
Yes.
business because I can, again, I'm blessed enough to be in a situation where our dog goes to work every day with Simon. So
Mhm.
he's a
Mhm.
shop dog. They have a huge property. His business partner brings his dog so they can play all day. They
Mhm.
wrestle, they
Mhm.
have a great time. He gets plenty of exercise because he's stimulated all day. And then, he comes home and he's got to take a nap before he can
Mhm.
have dinner because he's so exhausted.
That's
Um,
perfect.
so what kind of experience, what's involved with the pet daycare part of it, and are you able to share some pricing? How does that
Sure.
work? What
Yes.
can people expect, basically?
So, what's great about our business and what really sets us apart from other businesses that do what we do is the fact that we also have transport. So, we actually have a bus,
So you
and
could come pick up my pet
yes,
and
I can
take him
come.
to daycare. Oh,
Yes.
I love that. That's fantastic.
And yes, so that is the aspect that kind of differentiates us from other organizations. We can come pick up your pet and also drop off your pet once daycare is over. And so daycare itself is $10. That's not including tax. And then to incorporate the transport as well, it's an additional $5. So the transport service alone is $15, but you save 10 bucks if you actually book a boarding or daycare. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's super convenient. Like I said, I wanted to do something that I know I would have benefited from. So if you are in the hospital, God forbid, or something were to happen and you don't have the ability to leave or get to your animal, you can just contact us. And if it comes down to actually meeting you where you are to get the house key and then going to your residence and getting your animal and having it with us, that's what we'll do. Just because
Wow.
sometimes that's what you need. Um, I was hesitant to share this story, but when I decided, you know, going through the motions of starting a business is very stressful.
Yeah.
It's just so much work that goes into it. You have to make sure all your bases are covered, um, and it can be scary. So for a while before I launched, I started doubting myself and really, and you'll do that.
Yep.
That's like very common for business owners. They can be super hesitant about whether or not they're really going to be successful. Is this really what I want to do? And so on and so forth. And I had hit that point where I was just like, I think I'm just going to cut my losses, even though I had already bought the bus at that time. I think I'm just going to cut my losses and bail. And then that same day, I was walking, communing with nature. And I actually had a client with me, a dog I was walking. And I actually found someone who had injured themselves. It was an elderly gentleman. He had fallen and he had been laying in his garage for like 12 hours. Yeah.
Oh
And
my goodness.
yeah, and this is a true story. It's actually on our Facebook page. Because I posted about it because his dog actually ran up to me and was like trying to get my attention. And at first, I was tempted to just walk away because I didn't know, somebody's dog's off a leash.
Yeah.
But I could tell that something was wrong just with his behavior. And, so I ended up following him back home and I found his owner in the garage, and it was
Wow.
elderly. He had actually broken his hip, so it's
Oh,
terrible. But I was able to, call the police and have them. And I ended up keeping his dog for him while he was in
oh my God.
hospice.
Talk
Yes,
about divinely orchestrated. I
it
mean,
it
that was literally God, like, hello, you
always
are not
always.
quitting. You are not,
So
you have to
that
do
is
this
my
business.
story. That is my story. Because it was just so specific to me.
Yeah.
If it had been anything else besides a dog, I probably would have just kept walking. And even the fact that I was there in that area, because it was a cul-de-sac, and it's really off the road, very hidden. And everyone that I've told the story to that knows where he lives has asked me, "What made you even walk over there?" Like, why would you? Because it's not a natural
Yeah.
inclination to walk over there. But, something told me I need to go this way. And as soon as I did, his dog came right up to me and was like, follow me.
Oh my
and
gosh.
and I did. And so I say that because sometimes it's not going to be clear. Sometimes, that fear will overwhelm you and it will, make you feel as though what you're doing isn't going to be successful. But you have to be aware and alert for the signs because there will be some. That was the one for me. I'm hard headed. I'm super stubborn, so it had to be really specific for me. Hopefully, it won't be specific for others, but for me, I think that was the universe saying, okay, we have to give her a clear path, otherwise she's
Right.
not going to notice.
Yeah,
So
that
yeah,
is an amazing story, and it's absolutely just a beautiful story with a happy ending, which
yes,
is
yes.
amazing. I
He
mean,
ended up being okay. The owner is fine now.
thank
He
God.
of course, his pup was fine with me. I kept him for maybe about 5 weeks or so, and yeah, took him to the groomers. We do that too. We'll take your pet to the groomers for you if you don't have time for that, or to the vet if you aren't able to do that as well. So it's a well-rounded service with that humanitarian aspect to it, and that's what I want. I want it to be a part of a business that I could be proud of, to be able to say, not only do we help people, we also help their pets. So, yeah.
Right, and you absolutely have every reason to be proud of your business because I think it's amazing, and I don't know of a service like that currently where you can call up and say, "Hey, I want to put my dog in doggy daycare. Can you
Mhm,
pick them up and drop them off?" And or I
mhm,
need to go in the hospital. There's a lot of elderly people that live on their own that have
mhm,
pets,
mhm,
like you've
mhm.
experienced. Um, so I'm sure another question that's probably coming up or people might be thinking about is, what obviously you are located in Altamont Springs,
Yes.
Florida. So, what is your service area? Is there a limit? And if you go outside a certain limit, does the price increase with transport? How does that all work?
So right now we're serving Seminole County as well as Orange County and Volusia County, Florida.
Okay.
Anything outside of a 15-mile radius will incur an additional cost. It's I think it's like 10 cents a mile, but we'll calculate that once you give us your address. To date, I haven't had any clients that are that far, not yet. But of course, I'm putting it out there that we'll be able to expand and be able to provide services without, tacking on costs. Because like you said, a lot of my clients I've noticed so far are the elderly, and they're on a fixed income, and they can't afford to pay as much as some of these other people might want to charge for the same service. I believe that it, for me, it's not about getting rich. I'm already rich. I'm already emotionally, spiritually fulfilled. So that's rich for me. So I don't need monetary gains to validate myself, which is why I'm able to offer the services at the price that they are, and which is why I'm dedicated to keeping the prices as low as possible.
And that's why you and I really kind of vibe because I'm the same way. I'm not about trying to get rich. Like I'm not trying to be
Right.
a millionaire. And I, offer low pricing as well. And I have elderly clients too. I have some that are in their late 70s, early 80s. And I go to their house and I give them super discounted pricing
Mhm. Mhm.
of hours with them. And so I get that. And just having my experience with clients like that, they are all pet owners and
Yes.
they have issues with being able to, load the dog up, get the
Yep.
dog into the car, and
Mhm.
even sometimes with like administering medication and things like that.
Mhm.
So I love that your business is all encompassing. So it's like, do you offer certain plans too? So let's just say somebody only wanted to have their pet in daycare 2 days a week and then,
Mhm.
maybe use you a few times for the grooming services or vet, other transport type stuff. Um, with the boarding also is that pricing wise what are we looking at for that as well?
So the boarding, well, to answer your first question, right now we are doing a special. I say we because I'm speaking positively so that, it will come to me. But right now it's just me. But we
I
offer,
get it.
I'm speaking into existence. So right now we are offering for every sixth a day of daycare, that's free.
Oh, nice.
So if you book 5 days, the sixth daycare day is free. And if you still want to transport, it would still be $5 just for that sixth day. So that's right now, that's what we're able to do. I did just open up our storefront, which is located off of East Altamont Drive, and it's awesome. So right now for boarding, we're not charging based on the size of the animal. So this could be a cat or a dog. It's a flat fee and it's $18 per night. If you want to also add food, so we provide the food for your pet during the stay, it would be a $24 a night.
Okay.
And then still that $5 fee for transport if you do decide to board as well. So I have a lot of boarding. Actually, I just had like two people book yesterday. It was so interesting because it's the same day, and I was like, "Well, what are y'all doing on Saturday? What's going on?" But yes, so it's a flat fee. So if it's a puppy, a Chihuahua puppy or a Great Dane, grown adult Great Dane, it's still $18. I never understood why kennels would differentiate the price. I always thought that was weird. It's like it's an animal.
Again, something I can relate to because
Mhm.
I charge for my time, not the services, the
Right,
different services that I provide. And I know
right.
a lot of other people like myself, like, oh, if I do this, I charge this amount, but if I do this, I charge more and da da da. So again, another reason why I think, we resonate and vibe with each other. And I know your heart, I know your soul. You are good people, and I definitely vouch for you when it comes to taking care of pets. Um, I like everything that you're offering. Um, Share a little bit, because I mean, you did share about the fact that you were, at the hospital, that kind of,
Mhm,
you had some
mhm,
doubt and different things like that.
mhm,
But prior to that, because I know a little bit of your story,
mhm.
and when we first started talking about 5 years ago, I think it was like 2017.
Yeah, it's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Time is flying by. But originally you were working very hard to get into I keep on saying city transportation or something like that.
Yes.
Within
Well,
environmental.
it's the yeah, Florida Department of Transportation, yes.
Yeah, the Florida Department of Transportation. So you were
Mhm.
working your way through the ranks there. I like to say you're kicking ass and taking names for sure. Uh,
I don't know about all that.
well, I think you were doing some amazing stuff. And then I recall after that you decided you were going to join on to the app called WAG and do some
Right.
dog walking on the side just to generate a little bit of extra income.
Mhm.
So how did you get from there, from WAG? Because I'm assuming that was kind of the catalyst too in your experience. So how did it evolve?
Well, actually, I started with Rover. I started with Rover when I was still in grad school. I did
Okay.
Rover for how long did I do Rover? It wasn't that long. Um, and with WAG, it wasn't that long either. With both of those, I did not have a pleasant experience from an employee standpoint. And so that's another thing that kind of motivated me to create my own business because I would have the freedom to really put into practice these like the identity of our employees. I want them to be able to be proud of what they do and I want them to enjoy their jobs. I feel like with when you do those third party organizations, there's this huge disconnect
Right.
because the company doesn't know the people and therefore the people don't feel that commitment to the company and therefore when it comes to the customer they're not really getting quality. And so me being in that environment, it was very frustrating because I felt like my opinions weren't being heard, and they were very kind of cut and dry because they have this template that they follow and they don't deviate from it because that would require more effort. So,
Right.
and no one wants to, put in more work because, I don't know why. It's like everyone wants to do everything as cheap as possible, as fast as possible, and sometimes that's not the best way.
Yeah.
So, based on those not so pleasant experiences, I really kind of thought for myself, how do I want my employees to feel when they come to work? And how do I want them to resonate with our messages and our goals? And so I want them to like what they do. I want them it not to just be a paycheck for them, but also like a learning experience. I just worked on our applications last night because I'm going to start posting for employees. And on there, one of the things I ask is, how can I best assist you to reach your goals? Like if there's something that I can be doing to help you learn, to help you grow as a person, then I want to be able to, do that for you, because that's what this is all about. We're put on this planet to help each other,
Yeah.
to grow and learn. And I don't feel like it should be a competition. I don't feel like anyone should, feel like they can't do, that they have to be restrained, repressed.
Yeah.
Like I want people to, yeah, be happy, because
Yeah.
it's great.
I love that. Well,
Thank
that was going to be my next question. Are you
you.
hiring?
Yes, I
So,
am.
so that's wonderful. So anybody that's interested in getting involved, obviously, I'm going to post your website and your Facebook and what all your social media. So you're going to give me all that information,
Yes.
and we'll make sure that we post that down below in the YouTube description box, and it'll be on my website under the partners page as well. Um, so I'm just trying to think of to make sure we're not missing anything. So I think, again, amazing, because you learned what not to do from
Hmm.
an established business
Hmm.
that, again, has no soul. Okay. That's how I look at it. There's no soul there. It's just about getting rich. It's about,
Hmm.
you know, like you said, quick fixes.
Hmm.
Everybody's just a number. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
So the beautiful thing is that you are, providing jobs. You're
Hmm.
providing services to people that really need it, that
Hmm.
is affordable, uh,
Right.
which I think is amazing. Oh, what about, so are you going to require all the dogs have to be vaccinated, these things, or make sure that good temperament, things like that? Okay.
Absolutely. I am, bonded, licensed, and insured, so we do have that safety net, but, we don't want to have to rely on that. So it would be best if, the dogs are, or cats are, even tempered and are, compatible with others. Now, to an extent, we do have another area within our storefront where if your pet isn't that friendly, they get to hang out with me.
Gotcha.
We'll be best buds on our own, but they will have to be vaccinated. Now, puppies, not necessarily, because we do have another area where that will be specific just for puppies that, are under 10 months and haven't got their full vaccinations.
Okay. Which again, I love, because
Hmm.
I've run up against this. I've been a dog owner my entire life. And, I've come across, before when I was single and had my dog, if he's a certain weight or a certain height,
Hmm. Hmm.
I know other people that sometimes their pets are a little dog aggressive, but they love
Hmm.
people, right? And they
Yep.
can't get
Hmm.
any help, or so I like that you're making it basically so everyone can get
Hmm.
the assistance that they need. I love that.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. That's like thinking outside the box, right? And not having any fear around it. Like, dogs are going to be dogs, animals are going
Right.
to be animals, and
Right.
so I love that you make concessions for that. Is there anything you can think of that I didn't ask you, or that you want
Hmm.
to share? I mean,
Oh man, so I think we already talked about where I'm located. The address, well, of course, I'll get to you too. It's 1318 East Altamont Drive. We haven't done our official grand opening yet, but it is pending. I'm still, I'm making sure that everything is perfect. Not well, not perfect, but acceptable and safe. More than anything, it has to be safe. So I'm still working on that, but yeah, hopefully we'll be coming out with some more coupons soon. Right now we are also doing for nurse appreciation through the pandemic, we are offering free transport if they do decide to do boarding or daycare. And that's for Advent Health employees specifically. So
Okay.
hopefully we can get a partnership with Orlando Health and the other organizations, but right now it's just Advent Health.
I love it. So that's
Mhm,
wonderful. Like you're
mhm.
doing so great. You're doing so great in your business. I love that you're partnering with other businesses as well and you're, helping out first responders. And I would think that other hospital groups are going to jump on board, especially if they know Advent is on board with this as well. Um, like I said, I'm going to give everybody your information, your contact information so that they can reach out to you. Do you have an email list or anything that people can sign up on or follow you on social media
Ooh,
to be aware
yes.
of like when you're launching the grand opening so they can
Oh,
swing
yes.
by and check it out? Are you already providing services right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We're already doing all of the services that are offered, and hopefully we'll be able to add more later on. But right now, it's just the daycare, the pet boarding, and the transport and dog walking. She has to be on camera. She's such a mama's girl.
Oh, she's so cute.
She's so cute. But yes, and so we are already providing services. We don't have an email list yet, but we do have a Facebook page as well as a YouTube page. We also have a Twitter, and you can follow us on LinkedIn as well. So
Okay,
I'll I'll definitely be able to give you all that information.
yeah, yeah, definitely email me everything. That way I can put it in the video, put it in the email that I'm going to be sending out. And then also, basically put it everywhere that I can put it. Put all
Got
the
it.
great stuff. And I appreciate you for
No,
reaching
yeah,
out. And I'm sorry
yeah.
it took so long. I've got so much going on. Like, oh,
No, I really appreciate it. I feel like everything happens when it's meant to, and so this is how it was meant to unfold. And I really appreciate you for replying. And so yeah, that's all I can say. I'm grateful for that at least.
I love it. And there's no doubt in my mind, I'm all about supporting the local community and small businesses. And, I've always felt like most of my clients are meant to be doing their own thing.
Hmm.
And so I just kind of noticed that pattern with a lot of my clients. So I want to be able to support you guys and just share your stories because it's inspiring. I mean, everybody knows my story, but it
Hmm.
kind of, it's just amazing how
Hmm.
everything just happens and you just have to, it's just do it. You just got to do
Yep.
it and
Yes.
work around whatever obstacles and challenges come up because they're there to
Oh,
strengthen
yes.
you and build more skills. It doesn't mean quit or stop.
Right. Right.
And that's why I love your story with how you're walking, even walking
Hmm.
the dog, and here comes, this other dog. And
Hmm.
again, this just goes to show your intuitive nature and your instincts. You felt something was wrong. You
Hmm.
felt like something wasn't right. So I think it's just an amazing story. And I love it. I love when God gives like the smackdown, like
Oh,
make it
yes.
very clear.
My
Because
mom tells me all the time, like, that's why my blessings come in the way that they do because I'm super hard headed.
yep. Oh yeah, yeah.
So, like, that's how it has to be. It has to be very, like, specific. You can't
Yep.
be subtle with me. I'm not going to get it.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
story, and we will make sure to get this out to everybody. Anyone interested in using rollover, right,
Yes.
for your pet needs, please be sure to check out the website, her YouTube channel. I'll have everything, all her information down below. I'm sure I'll be using your services at some point because it's just an amazing service. I love it.
Thank you.
And I have run up against like sometimes families traveling too, or we're doing something,
Hmm.
and then it's like, we have a backup with his business partner. Um, but sometimes that won't work out either.
Mhm.
So it's
Mhm.
always great to have someone that you can trust. And that's
Mhm.
the thing, like you are trustworthy. And I
Mhm.
know that you love your pets and you
I
love
do.
everybody's
I
pets.
love everybody's
Yeah,
pets.
and that's the beautiful thing. So the pets will be in good hands.
Yes.
Um, yeah, and I think, hey, maybe you end up having, some sort of shelves or something to put little what do you yeah, I know a lot of people have like geckos and like
Well,
snakes and stuff like that. I don't know how much
let's
you have
start small.
well, maybe not snakes. You can just
I do. I know one of the people I'm planning on hiring. He's into the reptiles and
Oh, well,
whatnot. So
perfect. He can handle the reptiles then.
that okay.
Because
Then
I'm
he's gonna
sure
have to.
Yeah, because I'm sure that's a need as well.
Mhm.
Some people have
Mhm.
reptiles and they want to go on vacation and they still have to be fed. I'm assuming,
Right.
so
Well, I'll let him be the expert on that one.
perfect, perfect. Well, everybody definitely reach out if you need her services. And I will see you guys in a week or so with the next trusted business and individual. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.